Joining me right now, Sanjay Hegde, senior advocate, who is also closely looking at hate speeches in the country. He's been enlisted by the Supreme Court to do so as well. Sanjay Hegde, thank you for joining us. In context of what the BJP MP said in Shimoga, Karnataka, she says she hasn't named any community. Will this be entitled to be called a hate speech, Mr. Hegde?
See, the issue regarding hate speeches is a different issue, and it is pending also with regard to hate speech on television platforms and other platforms. So let's not conflate it. What Pragya Thakur has said comes within the scope of the Supreme Court guidelines in the earlier Tehseen Poonawalla case, where the Supreme Court has very categorically said that the police shall register an FIR under section 153A of the IPC and or other relevant provisions of law against persons who disseminate irresponsible and explosive messages and videos having content which is likely to incite mob violence and lynching of any kind. So the police in Karnataka is duty bound to register an FIR and proceed with the investigations. That does not seem to have happened. And it will be the inaction of the police and that of the government of the day, which also sets the tone for the election campaign, which is shortly due. As you all know, Karnataka is due to go for elections sometime early next year. If these kind of speeches, these kind of incitements to violence go unchecked, you are likely to have an election where there are going to be more and more such appeals, and a peaceful conduct of democratic elections may just get vitiated.
Mr. Hegde, in context of what you just said, if the Karnataka police doesn't take any action, they've been enlisted or directed by the court to take suo motu action even if there isn't a complaint. There are multiple complaints right now in this particular case. Would it be considered contempt?
Well, it certainly would be considered contempt, but then moving the Supreme Court for contempt proceedings, the Supreme Court issuing notice, and then thereafter the Karnataka police taking action is not really a remedy, because how many times can that be done? And each time the Supreme Court need not be woken up. The Supreme Court has declared the law of the land. Its judgments, its directives are the law of the land, and constitutionally under Article 144 of the Constitution, every authority, civil, executive, have to come to the aid of the Supreme Court. If they fail to do that, they can be held accountable.
Well, if they fail to do that, they can be held accountable. But what's the solution, Mr. Hegde? Because this is not the first time that a repeat offender like Pragya Thakur is going to get away.
Well, it is unlikely that she will get totally away. The complaints that have been filed will no doubt be investigated, and at some point of time or the other, they will culminate in a charge sheet or whatever else. It's not for me to predicate how the investigation will turn out. The point is that it's not going to be one Pragya Thakur alone. There will be a series of people following Pragya Thakur, and it is for the country to reflect on whether it wants to elect such people or people who are supported by such people, or whether they want peace and general public order in this country.
All right, Mr. Hegde, appreciate you joining us. We're going to keep a keen eye on developments in this case. Will the Karnataka police take any action at all? Till now, it's been over 24 hours, multiple complaints filed, no action as of now.